What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we're taking a look at an amazing and powerful Warlock build for Season of Defiance, a revised Arc build that has seen a number of improvements with the release of Lightfall, thanks to some new Arc Fragments and reworked armor mods. This build is super fun, super lethal, and very effective at any level of content this season, as it features the Lightning Surge Arc aspect, paired up with the Necrotic Grips exotic gauntlets. And thanks to the changes that Lightfall has brought to this build, you'll be able to spam this devastating ability over and over again. This combination creates a very unique playstyle for Stormcallers that allows you to play extremely aggressive. Lightning Surge transforms your standard melee attack into an overpowered surge of lightning that's performed when sliding. This jolts targets and deals a base of 487 points of damage, similar to that of a Titan's shoulder charge. A secondary lightning bolt will get generated at the end of the strike, which deals a base of 162 points of damage that gets chained to enemies within 8 meters. Targets who survive the attack will remain jolted for 10 seconds and will be able to spread chain lightning to nearby targets within that time frame. This attack can also stun overload champions. Since we are using the chain lightning melee option, whenever we are amplified and perform lightning surge, a second set of chains will be created. This on its own is an amazing ability for Stormcallers that is highly effective both in PvP and PvE. But when paired up with the Necrotic Grips, this combination becomes epic. Necrotic Grips comes with the intrinsic trait called Grasp of the Devourer, which emits poisonous effects against your targets that deals out an increasing amount of damage over a 19-second time frame. Each tick of poison deals out 7% more damage than the previous tick. This equates out to be more than 1,300 points of base damage. Enemies who are defeated while under the effects of poison will spread that poison to enemies within a 5-meter radius. This is a downright nasty combination for Arc Warlocks. When the effects of Necrotic Grips poison gets combined with the Stormcaller's chain of lightning, your enemies won't stand a chance. While this season is certainly focused towards Strand, Solar, and Void abilities, this build still holds up in comparison, and with Season of the Deep expected to see Arc abilities more heavily focused in seasonal modifiers and artifact, this build will continue to get stronger. To complement our heavy focus of poisonous lightning surges, we are using the Electrostatic Mind aspect, which creates ionic traces whenever we defeat enemies with any type of arc abilities. We will also become amplified whenever we pick up an ionic trace. Intrinsically, ionic traces provide 12.5% grenade energy, 12.5% melee energy, and 15% class ability energy each time one is collected. While we are amplified, we'll have an increase to mobility by 50 points, an increase in slide distance, which will be very beneficial with Lightning Surge, and we'll have a 40-point increase in weapon handling. When Speed Booster is active, we'll have an additional 15% damage resistance bonus that will remain until we are no longer sprinting, something that can greatly improve our survivability when performing Lightning Surge against champions. This brings me to our Arc Fragments, where we are using the new Spark of Haste. This grants a 20-point boost to mobility, resilience, and recovery after sprinting for at least 1.5 seconds. This pairs up nicely with Spark of Resistance. When at least 3 enemies are within 15 meters, we'll have a 25% bonus in damage resistance. This is significantly less in PvP, but still yet provides 10% against other Guardians. Since we're playing aggressive with Lightning Surges, we'll likely take a heavy amount of melee damage, so we are using Spark of Feedback. This boosts our resilience by 10 points and increases melee damage by 75% for 5 seconds after being struck by a melee attack. That's a big boost to get that will most likely get applied into your Lightning Surge attacks. We're using Spark of Amplitude, which will play a significant role towards the regeneration of our Super and Lightning Surge. This will create orbs when defeating enemies while we are amplified, and since we are also using an Arc Siphon mod, the Hands-On Gloves mod, and the Reaper class item mod, we'll be generating a ridiculous amount of orbs. This in turn will provide us with an abundance of armor charge that we are going to take advantage of in a few different ways. First off, we're using stacks on stacks and charged up. This is going to provide us with 2 stacks of armor charge whenever we collect an orb. And with the use of 1 charged up mod, we'll have 4 total armor charges that can be active at once. This in turn fuels the use of melee kickstart, which we are using 2 of because that will grant us the maximum of 49.9% melee energy that will automatically be restored when we perform Lightning Surge. Keep in mind that enemies defeated from Lightning Surge will also create orbs, and with the use of Spark of Amplitude along with hands-on, we'll generate twice the amount, which will in turn regenerate our melee energy even more, thanks to the use of the Invigoration Boots mod. With the use of one of these, 10% will be restored from each orb, 13 for the use of 2, and 15 for the use of 3. I do find it more beneficial in the long run to go with 1 Invigoration mod, so that you can still utilize a Better Already mod to get health restored immediately after picking up orbs, which will be extremely beneficial in more challenging content. If you've been keeping track, we've got half of our melee energy being refunded immediately thanks to the melee kickstart, and another 10% at least from each orb, potentially resulting in the immediate return of Lightning Surge. We've also got Ionic Traces that will get generated and restore melee energy. And on the off chance that Lightning Surge isn't immediately recharged, we're using Outreach. This class item mod provides 20% melee energy when casting a Rift, and 25% when using 2, which should be more than enough to execute a second Lightning Surge almost instantaneously. The heavy use of Lightning Surge will be complemented nicely by the use of the hands-on helmet mod, which will generate additional super energy after every melee kill, allowing us to perform Chaos Reach far more often, which continues to be one of the highest DPS supers for Warlocks. When it comes to weapons that will pair up nicely with this build, the Osteostriga is the first and foremost candidate. It pairs up nicely with the Necrotic Grips, as the 2 exotics combine for some amazing synergy, but so does the Malfeasance, or the Touch of Malice. The Anarchy, the Witherhorde, Trinity Ghoul, Thunderlord, or Grand Overture can also make great substitutes when you're not using Osteostriga. Weapons with Trench Barrel or 1-2 Punch can also serve as nice complements to the use of Lightning Surge, and weapons that offer Volt Shot can be extremely powerful in combination. Trace Rifles recently saw a boost in PvE damage, so the Cold Heart or Path of Least Resistance can also make for great weapon options. I really like the use of the Forbearance Waveframe Grenade Launcher, but with the seasonal artifact offering bricks from beyond, I find the Wilderflight to be an excellent option so that we can generate heavy ammo, to which there are a number of high-powered legendary arc weapons that can pair up very nicely with this build. The Wendigo Grenade Launcher with Explosive Light, the Storm Chaser Linear Fusion, or the Hothead Rocket Launcher with auto reloading and Vorpal can all serve as top tier DPS weapons this season. Whether you're taking on enemies in Iron Banner or taking on Nightmares of Nezarec, this Necrotic Grips Arc build is absolutely insane. It's overpowered, it's fun, and just like Toxtricity from Pokemon, it's perfect. So you would be a fool to not give this build a try for yourself. With that being said, I'd love to hear your thoughts and impressions of today's Stormcaller build. Have you given it a try already, or do you intend on doing so? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated, and both really do help support the channel. If you're a new Light Guardian just starting your journey, or a battle-hardened veteran just looking for a new home, then be sure to check out the Discord link in the description below and join one of the greatest communities in all of Destiny. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.